गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा। ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी। वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे। परंपरा की पुण्य चेतना उर में हम सब धारे, उर में हम सब धारे। बाल हृदय में उसे जगाकर जगे देश यह सारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
सारी दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता।
नारायण हरि, नारायण हरि,
नारायण हरि बोल, नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल,
नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल, नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल, नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल, नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल, नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल, नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण
तन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं तन किसी का है दिया।
अपने पास है वह धन किसी का है दिया।
जो भी अपने पास है वह धन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया।
देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से।
देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से।
देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से।
देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से।
मेरा है यह लेने वाला कह उठा अभिमान से।
मेरा है यह देने वाला है उठा अभिमान से।
मेरा यह कहने वाला मन किसी का है दिया।
मेरा यह कहने वाला मन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया।
धन किसी का है दिया।
धन किसी का है दिया। हरि शरणं 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 हरि शरणं
हरि शरणं हरि शरणं
हरि शरणं हरि शरणं
हरि शरणं हरि शरणं
हरि शरणं हरि शरणं
हरि शरणं हरि शरणं हरि शरणं हरि शरणं
हरि शरणं हरि शरणं हरि शरणं हरि शरणं हरि शरणं हरि शरणं हरि शरणं श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारि बरनउ रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायकु फल चारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर राम दूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिंहि दिखावा बिकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज सम्हारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम बचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुरभूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनऊ रघुबर विमल जसु जोदायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतई सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर है सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माही जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज संहारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग पर ताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय।
कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा।
Jai Shri Krishna to one and all present here for this Sunday's divine session. At the onset, let me bow down to all our gurus before the start of the session. Om Guru Bhyo Namaha. On behalf of Geeta Pariwar, I, Sudha Pillai, would like to extend a warm welcome to all the Geeta Sadhaks present here for this weekly interpretation session. Week after week, the interpretation session on the shlokas you learn that week would also enlighten you with a deeper meaning of Gita. Today's session is on the concluding part of the third chapter, Karma Yoga. Before we commence our session, it is time to connect our spirits with the higher power to seek blessings, guidance, and wisdom. Prayer is considered to be an integral part of our culture, and it is an expression of our devotion. And today, Hari Ram Sreshta ji from Kathmandu, Nepal, will be reciting the prayer. Bhaiya is in the field of education as a teacher. He joined Geeta Pariwar from April 2023. He is giving seva as a techno star and also as a co-trainer. So let us invoke the blessings of Lord Shri Krishna. I request Hariram Bhaiya to recite the Prarthana.
Jai Shri Krishna. Vasudeva Sutan Devan Kamsa Charuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishno Vande Jagadgurum Shri Krishno Vande Jagadgurum. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna Bhaiya. Thank you, Bhaiya, for that melodious prayer. Prayer truly has a way of drawing us closer to God, fostering in us a sense of immense comfort and immeasurable tranquility. We are about to commence our session by lighting the lamp of knowledge and wisdom. This is a symbolic moment that signifies the dispelling of darkness and igniting of thought and enlightenment. It is an honor to invite Rakesh Pandita ji from Kashmir for Deep Prajwalan. Rakesh ji is a government employee as well as a yoga fitness trainer. He joined Geeta Pariwar in April 2022 and is giving seva in various disciplines as a technical assistant, group coordinator, batch coordinator, in calling team, in adding team as a TTG Pracharak. A big naman to you, Bhaiya, for your selfless seva. Inviting Rakesh Bhaiya ji to do the Deep Prajwalan. Bhaiya, please.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Thank you, Vaidya, for leading this auspicious beginning. As the lamp's light continue to radiate, let it remind us of our collective commitment to knowledge, harmony, and progress. With this luminous start, let us proceed with a schedule of the interpretation session of the concluding part of the third chapter, Karma Yoga. Before that, I would like to take this opportunity to make a quick announcement. Please note, registration has started for the new L1 batch, which will commence from 26 July 2024. So humble request to everyone to please share the details and spread this message to family and friends so that more and more devotees can join in our spiritual journey. Please register through the link joingeeta.com. There is an air of expectancy as we wait for profound revelations, inspiring stories, and impactful wisdom. It is indeed an honor and privilege to invite our distinguished speaker for the day, respected Vikas Vaidya ji, to come and illuminate our minds. Bhaiya is a qualified mechanical engineer. He owns an IT company in Pune. He's a globetrotter and a polyglot who is fluent in many languages. On the spiritual side, Bhaiya is one of the key members in Geeta Pariwar, offering seva as a trainer for all the 4 levels from L1 to L4, as well as he is involved in trainee selection and trainers training programs as well. As a member of Pune's Geeta Pariwar wing, he is also involved in teaching and vivechan of Vishnu Sahasranamam. His spiritual sadhana is also equally impressive. He knows all the Gita Adhyayas by heart and has received first prize in the Gita Kanthastha Pariksha from the Param Pujya Jagat Guru Shri Shankaracharya ji of the Shringeri Mutt. Bhaiya ji recites all the 18 Adhyayas of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā every day, which he is doing regularly for more than 5 years. He is indeed a role model and an inspiration for all of us. So let us delve deep into the world of knowledge and understanding as we listen to the words of our esteemed guest. It is my honor and pleasure to welcome you, Vikas Bhaiya, for the concluding part of the interpretation session of the third chapter, Karma Yoga. I would like to inform all the participants that you may please ask questions once the session is over. Please raise your hands only after the session is over. Over to you, Vikas Bhaiya.
जय श्री कृष्ण। वसुदेव सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं जय श्री कृष्ण। स्वामी जी के चरण कमल में कोटि कोटि नमन। We are discussing third अध्याय कर्म योगा. In last session, we discussed up to shlok number 22. 22nd shloka, Paramatma had said that Name parthasti kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana nana bhaptam avaptavyam varta evacha karmani. I have nothing to take from these 3 words. And there is nothing which is required by me and which is not available to me. Nana bhaptam avaptavyam. Further, Paramatma says, today's first shloka, today we have to cover 21 shlokas, so we'll have to go a little quickly. 23rd shloka, Yadi yahanna varteyai jatu karmanya tandritaha mama vartmanu vartante manushya partha sarvashaha. Paramatma says, Partha, Arjuna, if for some reason I don't engage myself in karma relentlessly, if I don't engage myself in karma relentlessly, then certainly, following my example, people will also not work. Yadi hanna varteyai jatu karmanya tandritaha mama vartmanu vartante. They will follow me only. If I don't do anything, they will also not do anything. Mama vartmanu vartante manushya partha sarvashaha. See, the divine karmic law is that whatever God does, it is followed in this world. People follow the God. It is for this reason that the God engages himself relentlessly in karma, in action, creation, maintenance, and dissolution. These are the main karmas of Paramatma. God needs nothing from this world for himself, and it is this example of himself which the God expects other good people in the world to emulate, to follow, and this way inspire the common man, common people. However, we see it today also that it is tragic that some spiritually and morally blind people in this world fail in fulfilling this expectation of Paramatma. And this causes great suffering to people at large, common people. But such people who fail in their kartavya karma, they don't escape the penalty for these major lapses, spiritual and moral lapses by them. Because the karmic theory is based on sound principles. Whatever you do, you have to pay. Whatever you don't do, you have to pay for not doing it. And Bhagavad Gita teaches us this moral law. What is the law Gita teaches us? God is emulated by the enlightened people, Jnani. The enlightened, the Jnani, they are emulated by the educated people or by the intelligent people. People who have high level of intellect, intelligent people. So God is emulated by the enlightened people. Enlightened people are emulated by intelligent people, and intelligent people are emulated by educated people who have acquired some kind of knowledge. And the educated people are followed by common people. In Gita Pariwar, we see this example. Pujya Swamiji is an enlightened individual, enlightened person. He emulates Paramatma. Adarniya Sanjay Bhaiya, Ashu Bhaiya, they emulate Param Pujya Swamiji. So they are intelligent. And these intelligent people in the form of Sanjay Bhaiya, Ashu Bhaiya, they are emulated by other educated people in Gita Pariwar, and other educated people, they are emulated by learners like us, common people like us. So this goes on. Now this tradition has to go on. Paramatma expects that this Srishti Chakra, if it has to work smoothly, then this Chakra has to continue. We should not fail in performing our part of this task. Otherwise, you imagine a father telling his son that you should never smoke. Smoking is bad. You should never smoke, but you should focus only on your studies. And when the time is there, you should learn Ram Raksha, you should learn Geeta, etc., etc. And while telling this father is smoking in front of his son. Now, the question is, the son will emulate his action or he will emulate his words? Most likely, he will emulate his action, smoking. Because words are hollow, actions are solid. This is what Lord Krishna says. He's emphasizing this very principle. Action. Actions are emulated by people. So actions are important. Karma is important. Words are hollow. You can go on advising people anything, but if you set an example by doing your own karma, then people will emulate that rather than following your words. See, we can become Narayan from Nar through our karma. Our karma can make Nar to Narayan. But for that, we need to give up our laziness and follow the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. We can attain spiritual development only through this route. So this is Yadi Handa Varte Yatu Karmanya Tandrita Mama Vartman Vartante Manusha Partha Sarvasha. Next Loka, 24th. Paramatma says, उत्सीदेयुरिमे लोका न कुर्यां कर्म चेदहम् संकरस्य च कर्तास्याम् उपहन्यामि मः प्रजाः. If I do not perform actions, all these people will perish. Chaos and confusion will prevail. It will ensue. All the people in this universe will perish due to my cause. Paramatma is worried that if I don't work, all these people will perish because they will also not do anything. And if they don't do anything, they will perish. And I will become the cause. They getting perished. Here, God is indirectly replying to Arjuna's question. Arjuna's question was that, why you are pushing me in this ghastly karma of fighting a war and killing so many people? Arjuna was considering this as a ghastly, terrible action, terrible karma. So God is therefore saying that he is also acting relentlessly, carefully for the protection of dharma. And for protection of people. See, Krishna is, he means to say that if he did not work, dharma will decline and disappear. Immorality will rise. Because destructive chaos and confusion, it will increase. And all this will happen due to his inaction. And his inaction will destroy the mankind. Because people will emulate, people will follow examples and not words. You can explain to them in thousands of words, but one single action will teach them better than 1,000 words. Actions are better than words. The people build temples and they name the temple after their name. In Pune, we have a temple called Rahalkar's Ram Mandir. So Rahalkar, the builder of the temple, his name comes first. Ram comes afterwards. There are temples all over India and also abroad which are named after Birla. Birla Mandir. So many Birla Mandirs are there. But what is the God? Who is the God sitting in that Mandir? People may not know that. They know this is Birla Mandir. Kiska Mandir hai? Pata nahi, Birla Mandir hai. What is this? So some wise, sensible people need to educate these people and caution them in time that this is not the way. This is not Adhyatma. You build a temple and you name it after your name. So this is to be taught in time. And this is what is expected from the enlightened people. Paramatma says, you emulate me. Enlightened people should emulate me. And then it will go down to the common people as we have discussed. But pointing out this at the right time is important. See, at the time of Draupadi Vastraharan, when Draupadi was publicly disrobed by Kauravas, Vikarna was the only one of the 100 Kauravas who strongly protested. What is going on? He protested strongly. All the Kauravas called him traitor, an idiot. But he did the job of cautioning Kauravas that whatever you are doing is not correct. Now, whether people follow his advice or not is up to them. But cautioning has to be done by the wise Jnani people well in time. Now, this Vikarna would not get the scene of that ghastly karma committed by Kauravas. He would come clean because he had pointed out that whatever is going on is not correct, is not acceptable. So this is the job of wise people. Paramatma is expecting all good people to emulate him. Next, 25th shloka. Saktah karmanya vidvanso yatha kurvanti bharata kuryad vidvans tatha saktash chikirshir loka sangraham. Bharat, Arjuna, the intensity and attachment with which common people do karma, they act, the enlightened, the Jnani people, they should work with the same intensity, though in a detached manner. And this they should do for good guidance and inspiration of other people, of common people. See, the importance of action, that means kartavya karma, prescribed duty, is so important that without it, or even with slackness in performing your prescribed duty, confusion and chaos can follow. The social elite and the great ones have to work for the benefit of others. Paramatma is repeatedly emphasizing this point. It is the moral duty of wise, jnani people never to relent in the performance of selfless duty, nishkam karma. And this should be done for the general upliftment of people. Loka sangraha. Common people, common means less intelligent people, always work with strong intensity. In their activity, they work with strong intensity, but this intensity is activated by greed and some kind of motive, that after doing this, I will gain this. Their focus is on doing sakam karma, that after doing this, I am going to gain this. Paramatma says, good people, wise people should not destabilize them with moral lectures. Don't do this. They should not advise them like this. But instead of stopping them from doing what they are doing, the wise people, jnani people, should inspire them by demonstrating their own selfless, relentless work rendered in a detached manner. So this is what Paramatma is expecting. See, wise people have great social responsibility. Chanakya used to say that the societies or the countries, they meet downfall not because of active bad elements, but because of inactive wise people. Bad people will keep on doing their bad work. But because wise, jnani people, they keep mum, they don't act, that is why the countries will downfall. Look what has happened in the recent elections in India. Many wise people, they kept sitting at home, did not go for voting. Crores of Hindus did not vote. And Modi ji, despite doing very excellent work for last 10 years, could not get majority on his own. Because wise people, they thought they are very wise. Sitting at home is the only thing they could do. This is not correct. Paramatma expects wise people should do their bit. Otherwise, you have to repent afterwards if you don't do it in time. Dr. Raymond Moody from West, he had done tremendous amount of research on people who returned from the doors of death, nearly died, nearly, but they came back miraculously from the doors of the death. He wrote a famous book, Life After Life. You can find it on Amazon. Translations are available in many Indian languages. Life After Life is a very famous book. Many of such people who have returned from the doors of death were interviewed by this Dr. Raymond Moody. People who get heart attack, their heart stops for 10-15 minutes also, and somehow they get revived. Some magic. People who are suffering from cancer, they nearly die and come back from the doors of the death. So like that, many people have returned from the doors of the death. They knock the door of death and somehow they are returned back. They are sent back. So he interviewed many such people. And one common thing all these people said was that he asked them, what did you think when you saw death, near death, and you have come back from that? What did you see? What did you think about it? They said, we realized one thing, that we should do only nishkam karma, selfless karma, selfless duty. Human life is for doing nishkam karma, not for doing selfish work, but for selfless act, selfless activity, selfless karma. Now this which people are talking today, Lord Krishna said this 5,500 years back, that nishkam karma is the only way the human beings are expected to live their life. You see, Sudnya and Adnya. Sudnya means the wise people, Jnani people, and Adnya means ignorant people. So Sudnya and Adnya both keep working continuously. One is doing Sakam Karma, one is doing Nishkam Karma. The Adnya, the ignorant, he runs for himself. Sudnya, the wise person, he runs for others, not for himself. Adnya, the ignorant, gets temporary material benefits from this material world. He also gets temporary happiness from this material world. Sudnya, he does not get anything for himself. His focus is on creating a divine society so that people can march ahead on the path of spirituality. So this is the difference between Sudnya and Adnya. Let us proceed on in this discussion to slok number 26. Na buddhi bhedai janayet ajnanam karma sanginam joshayet sarva karmani vidvan yukta samacharan. Na buddhi bhedai. The wise people should not affect or unsettle the mind of ignorant. Ignorant means spiritually ignorant. They may be sharp professionally, but spiritually they are ignorant. So the wise people, that means those who are wise in spirituality, they should not affect, they should not unsettle the mind of ignorant people from their attachment. They may be doing Sakam Karma with some attachment, but they should not unsettle them. But the good people should induce and inspire others by performing their noble duty with dedication, and in a relentless manner. So this is what is expected. See, a devotee going to temple, he says whatever stotra, mantra or shloka he knows about his devata, he folds his hands, doing namaskaram and saying all this, whatever he knows, and then he puts up his demand. God, give me this. God, give me that. Sakam karma. His bhakti is also Sakam bhakti. A wise man should not try to teach him, saying that don't do this. Doing Sakam karma is useless. You will not get rid of your cycle of birth and death. Sakam karma will put you under bondage. If the devotee is an arrogant person, he will retort back saying that, don't teach me, mind your own business. Or if he is a polite person, extra emotional person, he will stop going to the temple, saying that, oh my God, I am doing something wrong. Paramatma may get hurt because of my this demand every day. So better I don't go to temple. What happens? Both ways it is not working. Either you get retorted back or the poor person stop going to the temple. So Paramatma says, don't do this. This is not correct. There is a small story of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the famous saint from Bengal. He used to travel from city to city, explaining to people about the spirituality, bringing them on the right path. Loka Sangraha me vapi. He went to one city and he used to camp in a temple only. So he was camping in one temple. In that temple, one villager used to come every day and he used to recite Bhagavad-Gītā. After reading Bhagavad-Gītā, he will offer prasadam, naivedyam to Lord Krishna in the temple. And after he offers prasadam to Lord Krishna, then only he would take lunch. That was his regular practice. Years he was doing all this. That day, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was camping in that temple with his disciples, with his shishya, so many of them, this person, the villager, was sitting in a corner and was reading Geeta. Pashyan Shurman Spashan Jigran Natan Gachan Papan Shasan Pralapan Visrajan Grundan Mission Nimishan Napi. Fifth Adhyay, we know all that. He was reading it a little bit wrong. Shloka's pronunciation was wrong. One disciple, one shishya of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was passing from that side he heard this person's reading Gita. He stopped there and he heard this fellow reading Gita, so many shlokas. And then he stopped him, saying that, stop, what are you doing? Are you reading Gita or are you doing some great mistake? Is it the way to read Gita? You are insulting Paramatma. This is not the way to read Gita. All pronunciation is wrong. God will get very angry with you the way you are reading Gita. Stop it. Learn proper Sanskrit. Learn proper pronunciation and then read Gita. This fellow was in tears. He said, oh my God, I've been insulting Lord Krishna all these years by reading the wrong way of Gita. He stopped. He started crying, saying that now I cannot read Gita because the way I have been reading is all wrong. He did not read Gita that day. And since he did not read Gita, he did not offer prasadam to Lord Krishna. Then he kept crying, sitting in a corner in the temple. Evening, night, everybody slept. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also slept. He got a dream in the midnight, 12:30, 1 o'clock. Lord Krishna came to his dream and he said, because of your Shishya, your disciple, I am hungry today. I did not take lunch. My devotee also did not take lunch. He is also hungry. I am also hungry. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he woke up from his deep sleep. Then he started inquiring, what has happened in the temple today? Anything unusual happened? Then the Shishya who had stopped that villager from reading Gita, he came forward. He said, yes, one villager was there in the temple and he was reading Gita in a horrible way. His pronunciation was all wrong, so I stopped him. And I said, you learn properly and then read Gita. Don't read like this. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, search for him. Where is he? That old villager, though it was late in the night, was still crying in the temple, sitting in a corner. So the disciple caught him and then brought him to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, what happened? Why you stopped reading Gita? He said, no, I was reading all wrong. I am thankful to your Shishya that he advised me to stop because I was insulting Paramatma. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in tears. He said, your devotion to Paramatma is more important than my devotion. Paramatma is angry with me that he is without food today and you are also hungry. You also did not take food today. Please read the Gita the way you have been reading all these years. It is acceptable to Lord Krishna. It is acceptable to Lord Krishna. That villager was very happy. He completed his Gita. He offered Naivedyam to Lord Krishna and then he also took the food. The teaching is Na buddhi vedai janayet adhyanam karma sanginam. Whatever way they are doing, why do you interfere and stop that? They will stop doing that also. Paramatma is not so much after proper pronunciation. He needs your emotions, your sentiments. With what feeling you are worshipping Paramatma? With what devotion you are feeling, you are offering your prayers to Paramatma. So this is the Na buddhi vedai janayet adhyanam karma sanginam joshayet sarva karmani vidvan yukta samacharan. Next sloka, 28. 27. So we proceed to slok number 27. Paramatma says, Prakruteh kriyamānāni guneh karmāni sarvashah ahankāra vimūಢātmā kartāhamiti manyate. Paramatma says, all actions, all karmas in this universe are performed by the three gunas. Which three gunas? Sattva, Rajo, Tamo. Of Prakriti, of nature. But due to ego, a man thinks himself to be the doer of everything. In fact, everything is done by Prakriti through its gunas, Sattva, Rajo, Tamo. But a man, he thinks himself to be the doer of everything. See, Prakriti is an intelligent power. And as long as man has not risen above his ego, he cannot rise above the ignorance. To remove ignorance from your side, you have to rise above your ego. You have to shed off your ego first. Then only ignorance will go. And under ignorance, he thinks himself with a doer. Prakriti is different. Soul is different. Prakriti or Maya does everything, and soul is merely an observer, witness. He does not do anything. One who understands this difference between Prakriti and soul is a Jnani, is a wise person. And rest all are Ajnani, ignorant people. See, television will say, I am showing you all the pictures. The mixer at our house, it will say, I am mixing, I am grinding everything for you. The microwave will say, I am heating things for you. The washing machine will say, I am washing clothes for you. Similarly, dishwasher will say, I am washing dishes for you. Okay, fine, everything is okay. But no one will talk about the electricity, which is running all this. Same thing is true about the karmas done by human beings. Human life is also like that. Everyone is struggling to take the credit for everything without knowing that it is Prakriti which is behind all this. We are merely acting as per Prakriti, nothing else. So this is, everything is done by Prakriti and we are merely the actors. We enact our play as per that Prakriti. Further, slok number 28, Paramatma says, Tatpavittu mahabaho gunakarma vibhagayoho gunaguneshu artanta iti matvana sajjate. Mahabaho, Arjuna, the wise who understands that guna and karma are both separate from me, that means from that person, and it is an interplay between these three gunas that is going on. Interplay between three gunas is going on. That Jnani does not get bondaged. Because he is not the karta. He says all karma is happening because of interplay between these three gunas of Prakriti, Sattva, Rajo, Tamo. These two shlokas, 27 and 28, they explain the difference between the nature, that means Swabhav, and behavior, that means Acharan, of unenlightened man and enlightened man, ignorant man and Jnani, while doing their karma. The unenlightened man, he works with attachment, and enlightened man, being aware of the respective limits of the spheres of soul and senses, he works in a detached manner, not getting affected by the result of sense meeting with the sense objects. See, when the eyes, they meet some object, if you like it, you get happy. If you don't like it, you become unhappy. Favorable, unfavorable. But this wise man, he does not get affected whether it is favorable or unfavorable. While an ignorant person will immediately feel bad. Oh, this I have not liked. See, while playing computer game, or nowadays also on mobile games are available, so are we really playing the game? We think we are playing the game on computer or on mobile. But are we really playing the game? In fact, we are playing the game as per the software created by some genius. Some genius creates software, uploads on that computer or on mobile, and we keep playing as per that software. This Prakriti or Maya is the creation of that genius, that Paramatma, the most genius of all. And we are only acting as per his software. Our actions are in accordance with the software which the software expects us to play. Like exactly like the computer game. Nothing more than that. But we unnecessarily think that I am the doer. I am doing everything. See, it is his arrangement. It is his Maya. That the user ordinarily will not understand the intricacies of his software, his Maya, and will keep on considering that he is the donor, he is the doer, he is the owner of guna and karma both. Like while playing computer game, we think I am the expert, I am the winner. Arey bhai, but you are a winner maybe, but you are acting exactly as per the software requirements. Paramatma says people do not come to know of it very easily. In 7th Adhyaya, you must be remembering one shloka. Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samavritah mudho yanna vijanati loko mamajam avyayam. I cover myself, I hide myself behind my maya. And ignorant people cannot pierce through my maya. So it is the same. But at the same time, Paramatma has made a provision in his software to get this secret revealed also. Secret of Maya revealed also. But it is for those who rise above their ego and achieve some jnana. And this is exactly what we are doing by learning Bhagavad-Gītā. We want to pierce that Maya of Paramatma and reach up to him by obtaining this wonderful jnana of Bhagavad-Gītā. See, Ajnani, ignorant, becomes a tool in the hands of Prakriti, in the hands of Maya of Paramatma. And he keeps on doing the karma as his own, considering that he is the doer. He is acting as per that Maya requirement, that Prakriti requirement. While a Jnani, a wise person, he becomes a tool in the hands of Paramatma himself and do his karma detachedly, knowing well that guna and karma are different than soul, swa. And it is an interplay that goes on between them. Such jnanis do not get bondage because they are not the doer. While an ignorant person will keep on claiming that I am the doer. Okay, if you are the doer, face the consequences. Face the karma phala. Face the karma bondage. While Jnani, he knows that I am not the doer. Satvarjatamo, these three gunas of Prakriti, they are acting with themselves and then this karma is happening. This we observe in day-to-day life also. For example, if I am taking a cup of tea in the morning, every day at 7 o'clock, let's say for example, if 7 o'clock one day I don't get a cup of tea, I get angry. My sattvic bhav has gone. I become tamoguni. I start getting angry. I do so much for my family and they are not serving me a cup of tea in time. What is this? Careless people. I'm struggling for them. I'm earning money for them. I'm providing them all the requirements of a happy life. And they are not taking care of me for providing a cup of tea in time. I get very angry. After 10 minutes, my wife comes with a cup of hot tea, saying that yesterday we had some guests at home and we had no milk this morning because we made coffee for all the guests and this morning there was no milk. So I went to the corner, bought fresh milk and then made the tea for you because I know you need tea early in the morning. Our tamoguna mood goes off. Then we become sattvic guni. Oh my God. How wonderful wife I have got. I am very lucky to have this wife. Mood changes. We are dancing as per Prakriti's gunas. Tamoguna to Sattva-guna to Rajoguna to Tamoguna to Sattva-guna to Rajoguna. Whole life we are dancing to the tunes of Prakriti. Considering this is I who is doing all this. Is the life given to us for dancing like this? Can we not go beyond this gunas of Prakriti? Bhagavad-Gītā teaches us to go beyond these three gunas and then understand that these three gunas are the main reason of our doing karma. We are not the doer. The Prakriti is getting it done according to the gunas. Okay, next loka 29. Paramatma says, Prakritir guna sammudha sajjante guna karmasu tana krishna vido mandan krishna vinna vichalaye. This is slightly similar to the slok 26, what we have read. Nabuddhi vedai janayet ajnanam karma sanginam joshayet sarva karmani vidvan yukta samacharan. So prakriti kriyamani gunah karmani sarva prakriti guna sambuda sajjante guna karmasu tan krishna vido mandan krishna vinna vichale. People deluded by guna of prakriti sattvajatamo are attached to guna and karma. Prakriti guna sambuda sajjante guna karmasu. They are attached to guna and karma of prakriti. Tan krishna vido mandan krishna vinna vichale. The enlightened ones should not destabilize, should not disturb the common people attached to senses and their objects. They are doing sakam karma, let them do it. See, the gunas of Prakriti being powerful and all pervasive, they bind every person. Learned this in Adhyay 14, Gunatravi Vibhaga Yoga. That Sattva Guna also put a bondage on you. Sattva Guna binds to the attachment of knowledge, jnana, and brightness. You get ahankar because I have become jnani. I got knowledge. So Sattva-guna binds to knowledge and brightness. Rajoguna binds to the attachment of success and fame. Whereas Tamoguna binds people to the ignorance and hypocrisy. So all three gunas, they put a bondage on you. Jnani knows this, that all three gunas are putting a bondage on me. Therefore, Shri Krishna says that the reality is that verbal knowledge and verbal advice cannot change the habits and attitude of common people. Actions do. Mental discipline and spiritual development are both required. But this cannot be achieved in a day. Can you get the mental discipline and spiritual development in a day? Impossible. They need long and devoted practice, which may last even one whole life. It is therefore ideal that the main of knowledge, that means jnanis, wise people, the enlightened people, they seek their own development, their own perfection. If they become perfect, they become totally enlightened, then such achievements by them automatically shower their benefits on all the concerned. If one person in the family becomes enlightened, one person in the society becomes enlightened, the others also get inspired from him. Others also get benefits of his knowledge. Because this world is not a watertight compartment, you know. The effects of good and bad actions always radiate in all directions. And people absorb them. People are watching. Our actions are also being watched by people. They absorb. And they absorb according to their level of awakening and their level of knowledge. Somebody will absorb more, somebody will absorb less. Depends upon their level of awakening in spirituality and their knowledge about spiritualism. But this does happen. Next shloka, slok number 30. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa nirashir nirmamo bhutva yidhyasva vigata jvaraha. Resting the chitta. Chitta means the spirit. What does it mean? We'll see that. But resting the chitta, spirit, surrender all your actions. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa. Surrender all your karma to me. Become devoid of kamana. Kamana rahit, that means become devoid of your ego. That means ahankar rahit. And get engaged in the battle with detached mind. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa nirashir. Nirashi means not nirash. Don't keep expectation. That is nirashi. Nirmamo. Nirmamo means not cruel. Nirmamo means attachment less. Detached. Bhutva, become. Yudhyasva vigata jvaraha. And start the war. See, Arjuna thought that karma was a bondage for him. Therefore, Krishna is explaining to him now that detached karma, it leads to bondage. Karma can be a bondage. Karma can be a tool in attaining moksha. It depends how you do your karma. Karma can lead you to moksha, liberation. Because desire is the bondage, not karma. It is the desire behind doing that karma that is the bondage, not the karma per se. Nishkam karma, selfless service, is never a bondage. And without karma, the world would perish. If everybody stopped doing karma, saying that it is creating bondage, the world would perish in no time. Therefore, performance of duty, performance of karma is unavoidably important for everybody, from a common man to an enlightened man. Everybody has to perform his karma. Nobody can escape that. Arjuna's duty as a warrior was to fight the war. His duty was to fight the war. That's why Lord says, Yuddhasva Vikata Jvara. Performance of duty is not only important for the good of the world, but if duty is performed as Nishkam Karma, it will lead to moksha. So that means Nishkam Karma, it does good to the world as well as it does good to the doer also. Because he will attain moksha. And world will also benefit because of the Nishkam Karma. Perform all your prescribed duty as the will of God. And not for any selfish intent. You have to perform as the will of God. You see, once Swamiji was there, and we should be thankful that we are offering our Nishkam Seva to somebody, and that person is accepting. He is allowing us to do Nishkam Seva of him. There was Swamiji, he had some 5-6 disciples under him. Their training was complete. And then one day Swamiji said, now your training is complete. Go and help the people, common people in the society. Go. So everybody started. One went to a person, one old lady, she was lifting a baggage of vegetable on her head. She was a vegetable vendor in the market. So this fellow went to her and saying that, oh, Maji, I will help you. I will help you. I will lift this for you. That old lady looked at him angrily and she said, I do it every day. You will take it on your head and you will run away. How can I run after you? I don't want your help. Go. Second person, he went to another old person who was crossing the road and then he said, Ruki, Dadaji, I will help you to cross the road. Dadaji said, I don't want your help. I cross this road every day. If while walking with you, I fall down, who will be responsible? I don't want. Likewise, all 5-6 people, when they returned to their Swamiji ashram in the evening, Swamiji asked, what did you do today? Everybody with a very long face said, we tried to offer help, but nobody took our help. What can we do? Swamiji said, it's Paramatma's wish. You should feel lucky if somebody accepts your help. So if you do perform your work, it is the will of God. God did not want you to help them, so you did not do anything. So when somebody asks for help, or if you are helping somebody, it is the will of God. And you should be thankful to God for giving you the opportunity to help others. And you should be thankful to that person who is accepting your help. So nothing great about you for doing any helpful work for others. It is the greatness of God that He has given you that opportunity, and it is the greatness of that person who has accepted your help. Now rest in chitta means what? That means karma performed with mind, body and senses is not binding. That means your chitta should be taken out. Your mind should be taken out from the material world and put in the antakaran. Disconnect with material world. Disconnecting with material world only can cut down the kamana. So resting the chitta, spirit, means karma performed with the mind, body and senses without material desires. And that is not binding. If performed with equanimity. Samatva yoga uchyate. This is the basic foundation of Bhagavad Gita. Equanimity is the base. Anyone who is following this principle of equanimity in his thoughts, in his behavior with others, he is a yogi. Second adhyaya says, Samatva yoga uchyate. And Nishkam Karma is offered to the God only above the ego and attachment. Arjuna wants his welfare. He wanted moksha and he did not want war. God said it was a contradiction that you want your good, you want moksha, you want liberation, but you don't want war. Because for a karma yogi, performance of prescribed duty with equanimity, remaining equanimous in all situations, alone is the path to success and to the moksha. If you want to avoid doing karma and you expect you will get moksha, it's a contradiction. Will never happen like that. Even war is a karma. You are a kshatriya, war is a karma for you. You can't avoid that. So Paramatma is trying to cleanse Arjuna's mind about war, that war is a crime. No, it is a kartavya karma. No kartavya karma is a crime. No kartavya karma, if done with nishkam feeling, will put you under bondage. Okay, we go to next shloka, 31. Ye me matavidam nityam anutishthanti manavaha shraddhavanto nasuyanto muchyante tepi karmabhihi. Those people who always trust in my teachings. Which teachings? From Shlok 1 to Shlok 30. These teachings. With devotion. Without entertaining any doubt. Or without raising any petty queries. Are freed from the bondage of karma. Karma bandhana muchyate. Muchyate is getting free from karma bandhana. See, the main question is of faith and trust. Shraddha and Nishtha. In the above this Shlok number 1 to 30, we should have Shraddha and Nishtha, both. Shraddha can do magic. About Shraddha, there are several shlokas in Bhagavad-Gītā. Any sattvic karma done without Shraddha has no benefit at all. This is what Gita says. See, Shraddha can do magic. There was a villager, an illiterate villager. He was mad after getting some siddhi. He had heard that if I obtain some siddhi, I will become like a magician. I can show my power to people. So I must get some siddhi. So in that village, there was a sadhu. He was a fraud sadhu, not a real sadhu. He used to cheat people, but this villager, he somehow fell in trap with that person, that fake sadhu. He went to him saying that, Sadhu Maharaj, I want to attain some siddhi. Can you please help me? Sadhu Maharaj, he said, oh, good. This fellow has come to me on his own. So he said, okay, you will get siddhi, but you have to serve me for 12 years. Whatever I say, you will have to do. You have to give me service for 12 years. Then you will get siddhi. So this villager, poor fellow, he had deep shraddha in that sadhu. He said, okay, I will do. Then that fellow used to cook food for him, give him a body massage, shower him, do every petty work for him from morning till night. Offer him every possible service, whatever he wanted, or whatever he even did not ask for. 12 years passed. Then this villager said, Swamiji, 12 saal ho gaye, 12 years have passed. Can I get the siddhi now? Swamiji said, Are siddhi? You have already got siddhi now. You have served me for 12 years now. You have already got siddhi. Oh, really? Yes, you have got siddhi. Can I walk on water? Yes, yes, you can walk on water. Really? Yes, yes, you can walk on water. You are giving me the service, you can walk on water. That will have deep Shraddha, faith in his Guru. Guru was fraud, but Shraddha was real. So that Shishya said, okay, let me try. I will go to the river and walk on the river. So that Sadhu also followed him. All the villagers followed, saying that, oh, this man is going to walk on water. Let us see how he walks on water. So he went to the river with the Sadhuji following him. He put his foot in the water, second, third, and he started walking on water. Everybody was shocked, including Sadhu. Oh, he is walking on the water. He crossed the river, went to other shore, came back again. Saying that, Swamiji, thank you so very much. Because of you, I have got the siddhi of walking on the water. Sadhuji said, Hari, you have only walked on water. You have served me and you have walked on water. Now see, I will run on the water. I will cross the river running on this water. Shishya said, yes, you are a Swami, you can do anything. You can run on the water. Then Sadhu, he put his first foot on the water and you can imagine what could have happened. He drowned. He drowned. Because he had no Shraddha. Shraddha can do magic. Even if it is on that fake Sadhu, but Shraddha was more important than on whom you are putting that Shraddha. So once you select your Guru, you would have deep Shraddha on him. Don't doubt your Guru. Guru may be fraud also possible, but Shraddha can play magic. So this is Shraddha. And this is what Paramatma says, that I have deep Shraddha and Nishtha, faith and trust on my teachings from Shlok 1 to 30. Then we believe that this body to be ours. See, the main crux of these three shlokas, it boils down to this knowledge, that this body which believe to be ours is not ours. Like other things in this world are not ours. The mountain is not ours. The river is not ours. Isn't it? So like that mountain and river, this body is also not ours. They are all belonging to Prakriti. We are not the owners of it. Prakriti is the owner. Because they came into being and exist according to the laws of nature, according to the laws of Prakriti. We got this body because of the laws of Prakriti, laws of nature. There are 84 lakh yonis, species. We were fortunate to get human species. So Prakriti gave us human body. Next life we will get a horse species. We will get a horse body. Is it our choice? Is it our creation? No. It is Prakriti which decides. So we don't create the body. We are not the maker of this body. Then why do you claim the ownership of this body? See, if you are working in a city like say Delhi or Calcutta or Mumbai or Pune, what do we say? I am living in Delhi, I am living in Calcutta, I am living in Pune. Do you say I am Delhi, I am Mumbai, I am Pune? Then why you say I am body? Your Jivatma is living in this body. You are not body. The body and soul are different. And as we have learned from Bhagavad-Gītā, if you remember 7th Adhyay, Bhumirapo nalo vayo khamano buddhirevacha ahankara iti yam me binna prakritirattada para and apara prakriti. We have learned this in 7th Adhyay. So our soul is the para prakriti, our body is apara prakriti, sat and asat. Every living being is the soul. He is not body. Every living being is the soul, which means a potential God. Because soul is a fragment of Paramatma. Mamai Vamsha Jiva Loke. So every soul is a potential God, which must be realized. That our soul is a potential God. And Karma Yoga can lead us to this realization that we are God. Our soul can become God. There should be total faith and belief in the teachings of Guru also. Here, Shri Krishna assures Arjuna that those people who act on the spiritual teachings, that is my teachings, Shlok number 1 to 30, they get released from the bondage of karma. Sooner or later. When? We don't know. Sooner or later, they will get released from the bondage. Duration will depend upon the intensity of their faith and intensity of their commitment. Isn't it? Everybody's faith and commitment is of different intensity. But the condition is that no taking doubt or not raising any senseless queries about Paramatma's teachings. When we take Ayurvedic medicine, we have to follow some pathya. Pathya means some restrictions. They will say, don't eat brinjal. Or when you take homeopathic medicine, they will say, don't eat garlic, don't eat onion. So while marching on the path of spirituality, you have to follow these two pathya, not raising doubt about Paramatma's statements and not raising any senseless queries. Krishna was one or two. The Krishna who played in Vrindavan and the Krishna who said Geeta to Arjuna are the same. Two Krishnas, or they are two different Krishnas? Senseless queries, no? So Paramatma says, don't raise doubt, don't raise senseless queries about my teachings. Then only you can attain what you want. See, there was we are in the habit of raising senseless queries and senseless doubts also. There was a bank officer. He bought a new luxury car. And then he invited all his bank colleagues to his house for a party, saying that I have bought a new luxury car. Everybody saw the car and superficially, outwardly, everybody appreciated. What a good car, excellent, very good. But in the heart of heart, everybody thought, oh, this fellow must have done some financial swindling in the bank, and then he bought the car. Doubt. The fellow, he had no loan on his head. His wife was also working. They had good amount of money. So he bought a car with his own money, taking some loan from somewhere, some financial institution. But people started doubting that this fellow must have done some financial spending. So Paramatma says, no jealousy, no doubt, and no raising of petty queries. This is a must. If you want to believe my teachings from Shlok 1 to 30, you have to follow these three pathyas. See, a person with Viveka Buddhi, discriminatory wisdom, he looks only at the gunas of others, sagunas of others, good gunas of others, not the durguna. God says, those who using their Viveka Buddhi offer all their karmas to me without any karma phal expectation, they get rid of all bondages. But those who keep finding faults in what I have taught, what I have said, will get entangled in the cycle of birth and death. Okay, we go to next sloka, 32. Further, Paramatma says, Ye tvedadabhya sugyanto nanu tishtanti me matam sarvajnana vimudastan vidyanashtana chetasaha. But the cribbing and the suspecting people who find mistakes, who find doubts, who raise doubts, raise petty queries in my teachings of Shlok 1 to 30, that means, and who are devoid of discriminatory wisdom, not acting on my teaching, you should know that they will be ruined. Ashtana Chetasa. They will be ruined for sure. According to scriptures, the main purpose of this human life is to advance spiritually. And one day, attain Paramatma. If not in this life, in next life. To make a beginning on this spiritual path, trust and belief in spiritual teachings is necessary. But the wavering and suspecting lot, wasting their time on some trivial things, are not fit, or they are not entitled for the spiritual knowledge. Being unaware even of the elementaries of spiritual knowledge, therefore, they destroy their life, not only this life, but the next life as well, because they never get out of bondage. So they destroy this life, doubting Paramatma, and they destroy their next life also. Now, this particular shloka should not be considered that Paramatma is vindictive, that if you don't listen to me, you will face the consequences. Not, Paramatma is not vindictive. It is impossible that Paramatma will be vindictive. Irregularities and selfish people, they themselves destroy their lives because they distance themselves from the spiritual knowledge and indulge themselves only in sense gratification. Then how can they uplift? If their principle is only eat, drink and marry, then how can they advance spiritually? So they neither caring for others nor caring for the higher values of the dharma. of the life. They destroy themselves because they distance themselves from the spiritual laws and they keep violating the dharma. So this is what Paramatma is saying. Slok 33. Tadrushai cheshtate swasya prakrute jnanavanipi prakriti jnanti bhutani nigraha kinkarishyati. Nigraha kinkarishyati. Why do you keep insisting? Why do you force? Even the enlightened ones, the jnanis, they work according to their innate nature. How the innate nature get forms, that we'll discuss. And the common people also, they of course work as per their innate nature. Everybody works. Enlightened, common, everybody works as per their innate nature. And in accordance with their innate nature only, they keep doing the karma. Then what is the use of restraining the senses and mind forcefully? Nigraha king karishyati. So the indomitable power of Prakriti, that means the samskar of past karma. How the samskar get formed? We are born with samskar from our past life. How the samskar get formed? See, every karma that we do, it leaves an imprint on our antakaran. What is antakaran? Mind, intellect, and our subconscious. These three form our antakaran. So every karma that we do, whether it is sattvic, rajasi, or tamasi, it leaves an imprint on our antakaran. At the end of life, we carry three baggages with us. We don't carry our property, our money, but we do carry our karma. Karmas are filled in the form of imprints in these three baggages of sattva, rajo, tamo. If we have done sattvic karmas more, we will carry the sattvic baggage bigger than the rajasi and tamasi. Similarly, rajasi and tamasi baggage also will carry. These baggages, they form our sanskars for the next life. If our sanskars of this life are sattvic, next life will be born with more of sattvic sanskar. So they are coming under Prakriti then, isn't it? So this is what Paramatma is describing. Even the enlightened ones have been observed acting in conformity with Prakriti, with their innate nature, with their sanskars. No doubt, Prakriti is all powerful. So that means, if sanskars are everything, then whatever I do, I will have to follow sanskar only. No doubt, Prakriti is all powerful. But does it mean that if we are carrying sanskar from past life, and this life also we are following the same sanskar, then we cannot come out of this? It's not so. Prakriti is all important, all powerful, understood, agreed, but it is not above Purush. Purush is all powerful. Purush has created the Prakriti. The way out is through Abhyas and Sadhana. To come out of past sanskars, only Abhyas and Sadhana can help. So those people who follow divine teachings with determination do succeed in overcoming the bondage of Prakriti. They can clean their past sanskars. When Arjuna refused to fight, the god told him that his innate nature will force him to fight. In 18th Adhyay, Paramatma says, Yadahankar mashritya na yotsiti manyase mithesha vyavasayaste prasute swanyokati. Arjuna, you may keep on saying that I will not fight, I will not fight, I will not fight. But you cannot deny it. A day will come when you will have to fight. You will have to fight. Because your innate nature. Because of your ahankar, you are saying, I will not fight. Svahojena Kaunteya, Nibaddha Svena Karmana, Kartun Netchasiyan Moha, Karishyasya Vashopitat. Your Svabhav, you are a Kshatriya. You are saying that I will not use my weapon and all that. But being a Kshatriya, if somebody comes with a sword in his hand and he attacks on you, automatically your hand will go on your Shastra. That is your innate nature. You can't deny that. You cannot avoid it. So this is the innate nature. And then why should we unnecessarily say that, no, I will not do it? Nigraha king karishyati. Why do you keep saying that, no, I will not do it? See, the underlying idea is that the senses and mind can be improved, but cannot be restrained forcefully. Here the word Prakriti means the innate nature, coming as a result of past samskars, and we have discussed how the samskars get formed. Only determined efforts and faith in divine teachings and regular practice can help us to ward off the effects of such old samskars. Geeta preaches Indriya Sanyaman first. Indriya Sanyaman, not forcefully stopping the Indriya. Geeta never advocates that you should forcefully stop your Indriya. You should do Indriya Sanyaman, restraining, controlling. During meditation, you want to restrain your thoughts, but the bad thought comes first, invariably. And do not stop coming. They keep on coming continuously. In fact, they start coming first. And Swami Vivekananda, he says that allow the thoughts to come freely. Bad thoughts, no problem, let them come freely. Allow them to come. See, if the tap is running and turbid, dirty water is coming from the tap, by shutting off the tap, can you stop the dirtiness in the water? The best way is to allow the flow of water through the tap and allow the water to flow for some time, and then automatically the clean water will come. Same thing is with our mind and with our thoughts. Force does not work. Mind should be freed. Bad thoughts, let them come. They will get worked out, and ultimately the good thoughts will come. We'll start with slok 34 now. Slok 34 says, Paramatma says, Indriyasya indriyasyarthe raggadvesho vyavasthito tayornavashamagachet tauhyasya paripanthinam. Paramatma says, all senses get attracted by favorable sense objects. Which are sense objects? Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. These are the sense objects. And they are averse to the unfavorable sense objects. Eyes want to see something which pleases. They don't want to see something which is unpleasant. So this is valid for everything. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Therefore, it is best to avoid their influence because they are the real enemies of human beings. What are the enemies? The opposites, the dvandva, likes, dislikes, favorable, unfavorable. And this happens invariably. Everything that you see through your eyes, you don't like it. Something you like, something you don't like. Everything that you smell through your nose, something you like, something you don't like. Everything that you hear through your ears, something you like, something you don't like. So this is favorable and unfavorable, profit and loss, sukha and dukkha. These things keep on happening. Paramatma says, keep away from these dualities. In second adhyaya also Paramatma says, nirdvandvo nitya sattvasto. Keep away from this dvandva of opposites. It is the law of nature that the five senses of man will have attraction and aversion for the respective sense objects. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Appealing objects will attract them and the unwelcome objects will repel them. This is the law of nature. The innate tendencies affect the characters of individuals. People therefore find it difficult to think and act beyond this cage of dvandva, likes and dislikes. I like this, I don't like this. I like this, I don't like this. And the whole life gets wasted in this likes and dislikes, favorable and unfavorable. But the scripture and guru have the answer to this challenge. How to come out of this dvandva, likes, dislikes, favorable, unfavorable. Is the life is for dancing on this? Guru gives sadhana. And its punctual and regular practice of that sadhana is the way. Those who want spiritual gain cannot deviate from this course of performing that sadhana, which could be meditation. And to avoid the slavery of pair of opposites, dvandva, attraction, aversion, sukha, dukkha, favorable, unfavorable, Equanimity is the way. Equanimity is the only answer. Samatvam yoga uchyate. Again, the same principle, equanimity. Fifth Adhyaya says, Vidya Vinay Sampanne Brahmane Gavyastini Shunichaiva Shvapakecha Pandita Samadarshana. Everybody is same. This is the external equanimity. Internal equanimity is Na Pravrashet Priyam Prapya, No Dvijet Prapya Cha Priyam. Sthirabuddhira Sammudo Brahmavid Brahmani Sthita. Don't start dancing in joy if something favorable happens, and don't start shedding tears if something unfavorable happens. Learn to accept both in equanimity, joy and grief, both. So external and internal equanimity is of paramount importance. This is the only answer to this dvandva. Remain equipoised in all contradicting situations. Trigunya Vishaya Veda, Nistrigunya Bhavarjana, Nirdvandvo Nitya Satvastu, Niryoga Kshematva. In 18th Adhyaya also Paramatma says, Nadveshto Kushalam Karma Kushaliya Nanushyajyate, Tyagi Satvasama Veshto Vedhavi Chinna Samshaya. See, in the drama or the movie that we see, the actors, they show all sorts of emotions of love, hatred, anger, everything in their acting towards other characters. Is it real? Is the fellow who is hitting the other person in the movie, is he really angry with him? Is he really his enemy? It is not the reality. No? It happens in the movie only or in the drama. Jnani, wise people have similar mindset about others. Externally, he may behave like other human beings, but internally, he remains detached, like that actor. He is doing acting. Internally, he is detached. He is not enemy of anybody. He is not friend of anybody. His love, affection, anger, everything is external. Internally, he is detached. So, when we are traveling in the dark, for example, we take with us some companions who will help us if some burglar or somebody troubles us on the way. Similarly, while marching on the path of moksha, we should have the companionship of our Viveka Buddhi, our Jnana, our Nishkamata, to ward off the burglar like Rag and Dvesh. So, ward off Rag and Dvesh, Viveka Buddhi, our discriminatory wisdom, our Jnana, and our Nishkam karma, selfless karma. These are important to ward off this Rag and Dvesh. Okay, we go to slok number 35 now. Shreyan Swadharmo Viguna Paradharma Swanithitat Swadharve Nidhanam Shreya Paradharmo Bhayavaha. We'll go quickly now. See, one's own dharma, even though imperfect, Viguna, even though imperfect, is worthier than another's dharma. Because the dharma of others is full of fear and is dangerous. See, virtues praised in our religion are non-violence, truth, isn't it? These are the virtues. Arjuna was in a fit of despondency, and he was finding it difficult to follow his Swadharma. His Swadharma was Kshatriya Dharma, taking up the war. But he found that his Swadharma is fearsome. Therefore, Shri Krishna tells to Arjuna, Swadharma is not fearful, Paradharma is fearful. And through Arjuna, Paramatma is saying to all the human world that dharma of others is full of fears, not your dharma. One should follow only one's own dharma. For example, if a person has joined army, he goes to the boundary. So his chief tells him, if the enemy tries to cross the border, shoot him. Enemy comes. And then if this fellow says, oh, I follow the principle of non-violence, I cannot kill anybody, then why you gone to army? Your dharma is now following the army rules. Killing the enemy is your dharma. You cannot go back on that dharma. So that is your swadharma now. And again, this life can be sometimes short, no? So getting involved in various dharma is pointless. The wise and practical way is to act according to one's dharma. Another connotation of this Swadharma is Swa is our soul. Swadharma is the dharma of soul, our Jivatma. And our Jivatma is a fragment of Paramatma. So what is Swadharma? To reunite our soul with Paramatma, of which he is a fragment. Our Jivatma is a fragment of Paramatma, and the Swadharma says that this soul should get reunited with Paramatma. This is Swadharma. And what is Paradharma? If Swa is our Jivatma, then our body, our intellect, our senses is Para, is outside. It is, and what they do, they always get engaged in sense gratification because they are attracted to material world, our mind, senses, body. They are attracted to material world, and whatever they do for sense gratification is Paradharma. Swa is different. Body, mind, intellect is different. That is Para, different. So Swadharma is reuniting our soul with the Paramatma, and Paradharma is sense gratification, getting involved in material world. So Paradharma Bhayavaha. And we should keep calling Swadharma. In Adhyaya 2, Paramatma clearly says to Arjuna that by performing Swadharma, that means even war, wherein you have to kill many people, no sin accrues. Rather, the performance liberates himself. If you do your Swadharma, your Kartavya Karma with equanimity, Nishkam Bhav, then you can get liberation. Shri Krishna also says that to Arjuna that Arjuna, if he does not fight the war, that means if he fails in performing his Swadharma, then he will incur the sin, then he will incur the path, definitely. So Swadharma is that important. Okay, next sloka 36. This is interesting. Arjuna's question now, which comes to our mind also many times. Arjuna Vacha Athakena Prayukto Yam Papai Charati Purushaha Anichannapi Varshneya Bala Divaniyo Jitaha. Arjuna says, Lord, what propels, what compels a man in this world to commit a sinful act, Papa Karma, despite his unwillingness, Anichannapi, इसकी इच्छा नहीं है पाप करने का, फिर भी हो जाता है. Why? How? Forcefully, Baladiva, and Niyojita, as a planned. So, Anichannapi, Baladiva, Niyojita, why a gentleman does a Papa Karma? Why? See, we are living in a building, in an apartment. We are reading newspaper early in the morning, on a winter morning, enjoying our cup of tea and reading morning newspaper. Suddenly, a policeman comes into the building premises. They arrest a person staying next to us in the building. They handcuff him and take him in the van. Everybody in the building is shocked. That person is a gentleman, maybe a secretary of the society also, very well behaved person, gentleman. Everybody thinks police has done some mistake. He has been wrongly arrested. But after a few days, you come to know that that fellow had done some financial swindling in his office, or he has misbehaved with some women employee in his office. He has done some Papa Karma. Arjuna's question is, such a gentleman, under what influence, what propels him, what compels him to commit the sinful act? Why a gentleman does Papa Karma? Outwardly, he is looking a very fine gentleman, but he commits some Papa Karma. Why? This comes to our mind also. Now, what Paramatma will reply? Let us see. Slok 37. Paramatma is replying, saying that Kama Esha Krodha Esha Yato Gunasamudbhavaha Mahashano Mahapapma Vidhena Miha Vairinam. Arjuna, the Lord says, Arjuna, lust and anger. Kama Esha Krodha Esha. Paramatma is pointing at figure. Kama Esha Krodha Esha. Which are born out of Rajoguna. Rajoguna Samudbhava. Mahashano Mahapapma. It can never be satisfied. Kamana is never cannot be satisfied. I always give this example. Kamana is like a tissue box on our dining table. You take out one tissue, the second comes attached to it. You take out second, third comes attached to it. It is never-ending box. Kamana is a never-ending box. Mahashano, very hungry, all the time hungry. and Mahapapi also. Mahachano Mahapapa. Arjuna, on the path of moksha, on the path of spirituality, treat kamana, desire, lust as the most deadly and most destructive enemy. See, among three gunas of Prakriti, Sat Prajotamo, Rajoguna generates ambition and a spate of unfulfilled desires, kamana. Desires and ambition. Outwardly, they may look very good, attractive, but they are a very deadly combination. And kamana is a double-edged sword. If kamana is fulfilled, it will create some kind of greed in us. Lobha. Maja aaya. We'll do it again. I want to do it again. I want to experience it again. Kamana is that. It will create lobha, you fulfill. And if it is not fulfilled, then it will create anger. Why not? Why I have not got this? Who is responsible? You get angry. So both way it kills. Love also kills and anger also kills. That's why Paramatma is calling it as the main enemy. And kamana cannot be suppressed. If you are habituated to kamana, it will keep on propping up every time till the end of life. There was a Marwadi Shetji. He was an expert in share market, stock market. He used to earn every day by day trading a lot of money. Share goes down, he will buy. Share goes up, he sell in good quantity. Every day he used to earn thousands of money, thousands of rupees. He became old, 85, 90 years old, got admitted to the hospital because of bad health, was in half coma. All his persons were surrounding his bed. Doctor came, then he started checking his blood pressure. Doctor said 180, 185, 190, something like that. That Shreddy, who was in half coma, he suddenly woke up and he said, if it crosses 200, sell it off. That person in half coma, he was still imagining about some stock, about some share. And then he said, if it crosses 200, sell it off. So kamana is that. It does not leave you till the end of life. Even next life, you will be born with kamana because your samskar will take the shape of kamana. Paramatma says, do away with this kamana. And the solution lies in maintaining distance from the excess of rajoguna. See, the question may arise that if the desire is not there, ichha nahi hai, then how the world will work? How the world will continue to work? Ichha is everything, no? This is what we believe. But the answer is that ichha is not everything. The action in world are done by Prakriti through guna and karma. Guna karma vibhaga. There is no desire vibhaga. Prakriti has no desire vibhaga. Only guna vibhaga and karma vibhaga. Not by desire. If desire were the cause, if desire was everything, then people would never desire to die. People would never desire to fall sick. Isn't it? But does it happen like that? People do fall sick, people do die. If desire was everything, this world would have become a heaven. But it does not happen. Action. Prakriti guna sambodha. Prakriti guna and karma. And karma also has some limitations. Action also has some inbuilt limitations. So if kamana is coming out, born out of rajoguna, and if we have to cut down on our rajoguna, how to keep distance from excess of rajoguna? What is the way out? Guru can help in this. How? A small story. There was a Swamiji, Santa. He used to move from village to village, city to city, giving lectures. Once he was camping in a city, giving his lecture as usual in the evening. One fellow was passing through that road. He heard Swamiji's words and somehow he got attracted. He went inside. We were listening to Swamiji's very intently. This fellow also sat down there. He attended the whole discourse of Swamiji. The discourse ended. Everybody got up, went home. This fellow kept sitting there only. Swamiji said, "Ho gaya, abhi jao ghar pe sabko." He said, "No, Swamiji, I want to speak to you." Swamiji said, "Okay, come. What do you want to speak?" He said, "Before I start talking to you, let me tell you that I am not a good man. मैं चोर हूं. I am a thief. I force open people's houses and steal their things. I am a chore. This is my profession." He said, "Did I ask you what you do? I have nothing to do with what you do. What is your question?" He said, no, I have liked the way you speak. So I want to come here every day. Can I come every day? Yes, yes, you can come every day. Most welcome. But I am a chore. But I told you now, I don't have to do anything with what you do. Okay. Then he started coming there every day. In 1 week, Swamiji was talking continuously about Sumiran. Sumiran is Nama Japa. So this fellow also got thoroughly impressed, saying that Nama Japa is a good idea. He again waited that day and he met Swamiji and he said, Swamiji, what you said about Sumiran, that Nama Japa, I am thoroughly impressed by that. I want to do that Nama Japa. But is it a condition that I have to leave my profession for that? Swamiji said, did I ask you that? Did I ask you what you do and you have to leave what you do? You want to do Nama Japa, na? Do it. But now since you have asked me, can you follow one principle? He said, yes, Swamiji, what do you want? Whichever house you have ever eaten anything, in that house, you will not do your act of chori. उस घर में चोरी नहीं करोगे जहाँ पे तुमने कुछ खाया है कभी भी. That fellow said, yes, yes, Swami, I fully agree. What you say is makes sense. I agree. Wherever I have eaten something sometime in my life, I will not do this act of stealing from that house. He went home. Night, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, he came out. Then he went out for his regular work. He wanted to enter one house. Then he suddenly remembered, oh, this house, they had invited me for the birthday of his grandson. So I cannot eat. I cannot do this there. I cannot enter their house for stealing something. Then again, he went few distance away. Oh, this fellow had invited me when his grandmother died. On 13th, 14th day, they had invited and we all had gone for lunch at their place. Likewise, it happened for 3-4 days. That every house he used to go and he would suddenly remember that he had eaten something in that house. Then on 5th, 6th day, he said, "Ye to nahi chalega. I will have to go far away." Then he found out a place far away from his house, a very rich man. His bungalow was totally protected by very high security, and being a very rich person, he was a good friend of the king of that city. So he said, I should try in this house. Night, he went to that place. And he was very skillful in his act. So he made a hole in the wall. He entered the house. He came up to the bedroom of that rich man who was sleeping peacefully in his bedroom. He opened the safe with his tools. He opened the safe of that person. In the safe, there was a huge amount of cash, diamonds, golds, platinum, all expensive things. He collected everything from the safe, huge chunk of things. Then he took out a bed sheet, put it on the dining table, put that whole thing on the dining table in that bed sheet, made a bundle out of it. And then he got tired, working continuously for 2.5 hours, 3 hours. So he sat down on that chair near the dining table. On the dining table, there is a bowl of dry fruits. Inadvertently, he put some kaju kishmish in his mouth. After gulping it down, he suddenly remembered, oh my God, I have eaten something here. Now what to do with this? What I have already taken out from the safe? No, I have to leave it here. I can't take it. I am already committed not to steal from a place where I have eaten something. I can't take it. Let's try tomorrow. We'll go to some other place and try it tomorrow. So he left everything, the whole bundle there only, and of his life. Then he found that everything was lying on the dining table. He checked everything one by one. Not a penny was stolen. He was shocked. Somebody came to my house. He broke the security of my house. He broke the wall, came inside up to my bedroom. He opened the safe, took out everything, but did not take anything. Who is this fellow? Funny character. So king being his friend, he went to king and he said, yesterday night something like that has happened. I want to know who is that guy who did all this. The king, he said, okay. He called his soldiers security. He said, sir, is that man? Who is that fellow? Then the security fellows, policemen, they caught hold of all possible 40, 50 fellows in the city who were possible thieves in that town. This fellow was not in there because even they were caught earlier also. Then all of them were taken out, and then king announced, please confirm who has confessed, who has done that act. Everybody started saying, no, we have not done, I have not done, I have not done, I have not done. The king was surprised. Who is that person who has done it? Then he announced that I have found the real culprit, and then tomorrow morning he will be hanged. Now this Jumia, the real thief, he heard that some innocent guy will be hanged tomorrow for the act which I have done. So he felt bad. He said, this is not correct. Actually, even I also did not take away anything from that house. So there was no crime committed. Okay, I opened that safe, took out things, fine, okay, fine. But did I take anything? Nobody has taken anything from that house. So what is the big deal? Why people are getting so angry that somebody is getting hanged for this act? So he went to the king. Then he said, I was that person. That fellow whom you are going to hang is innocent. Leave him. Don't hang him, please. The king said, I was not going to hang him. It was a trap to catch you. I knew that you will definitely come on your own once you know somebody is going to get hanged. He said, why did you think that? He said, the way you left all valuable things in the house of that person, it showed to me that there is an element of goodness in your heart. You thought something good about something, and that is why you left everything there and went away. And that goodness of your heart will definitely bring you to me when you will hear that some innocent guy is going to get hanged. So the king said, you have proven me right. You have come on your own, because the goodness in your heart, it could not accept that an innocent person will get hanged because of your act. Now tell me, you did all these great efforts of entering that house, taking out everything from the safe. Why did you not take away the things? Why did you keep the things there only? I'm very curious to know this. Then this Jumia, he said, actually, I am attending discourse of a Swamiji, and I have committed to him that in any house where I eat something, I will not this act of stealing from that house. And I inadvertently ate some kaju and kishmish from that dining table, and that's why I had to leave things there only. Because I have committed this to my Swamiji. The king was shocked, and that businessman, he was also shocked, saying that your Swamiji, he knows that you are doing this act of chori, you are a burglar, you are a thief, he knows it. I said, yes, he knows it. And he did not ask you to stop this. He said, no, what you do is none of my business. You want to keep coming here, you keep coming here. He said, yeah, acha, aapka Swamiji hai. He knows that you are doing this act and he is still allowing you to attend his discourse. We want to meet him. So the king and his friend, they went to meet that Swamiji. Then they asked Swamiji, Swamiji, this a particular person who is attending your discourse, he did this act and he says that you know it. Swamiji said, yes. He was honest enough to tell me on the very first day that he is not a good person, he is a chore. But tell me, if on that day itself, I would have showed him the door that don't come here. If you are a chore, you are not welcome here. Get out from here. Then he would continue with his chori. He would never become a good man. But because of daily coming here, the goodness in his heart was so much that he stopped doing this act at a place where he had eaten something. Then when you announced that some innocent person will get hanged, he came on his own to you and confessed that yes, he has done this. If he had not come to my discourse, he would not have bothered. He would say, oh, somebody is getting hanged for my act, very good, let him go. But his heart got changed because his Rajoguna I dropped. If I tell him that don't do chori, every Swamiji will tell. कामना बुरी चीज है, इच्छा मत रखो, चोरी बुरी चीज है, चोरी मत करो, झूठ मत बोलो. Everybody will say the same thing. Kamana is something, you can suppress one kamana, second will prop up. You can suppress that, third will prop up. You can suppress that, fourth will prop up. something will happen. You cannot curb on all kamanas. The only way to curb kamanas is to act on your rajoguna, to make change of your heart. And that is what I did. And that is why he came on his own to you. So a guru can be very helpful in cutting down our rajoguna. That is the message. Okay, we go to next sloka quickly. Slok number 38. धूमेनाव्रियते वह्निर् यथा दर्शो मलेन च यथोल्बेनावृतो गर्भस्तथा तेनेदमावृतम्. Paramatma says, as fire is covered by smoke, mirror is covered by dust, and embryo by womb, so is the jnana. The true knowledge is covered by kamana. It remains hidden. See, it is futile to imagine that lust, anger, desire can be easily controlled. Cannot be easily controlled. Very difficult. Their roots are so very deep in human psyche. In fact, desire enters the embryo right from the conception. Because the conception is a consequence of desire satisfaction, isn't it? Conception is a result of somebody's desire satisfaction. So the desire enters the embryo right at the time of conception itself. And even after death, being a part of our sukshma sharir, what we call as astral body, the desire does not leave the human being even after death, because it is there in the part of your sukshma sharir. It remains hidden in the baggage of samskar, which we have discussed. So Paramatma is giving these examples. As the sunlight remains covered but not totally blackened by clouds, similarly, the true knowledge, the Tattva Jnana, the Paramatma Jnana, remains covered by kamana. Unless kamanas are kicked out, the Tattva Jnana cannot come to the surface. The central idea is that roots of all sins is present in all hearts. Nobody is clean. But the knowledge is also there, present in everybody's heart. Though the knowledge is hidden, it's latent. But it is there in everybody's heart. A kamana is there in everybody's heart. The knowledge also there is in everybody's heart. Therefore, that knowledge should be awakened. And what we are doing by learning Gita is we are awakening that knowledge, so that the desire and lust can be controlled. So this is the only way to control the desire and lust. And this should be controlled in the very beginning. In second adhyaya, when Arjuna asks the pradyastaka bhasha samadhistasya keshava siddhi kim prabhasheta kima sita prajete kim, the attributes gunas of Sita Prajna, Paramatma replies, Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan. Jahati is to kill, to remove, to eliminate. Paramatma goes a step further. Prajahati, kill it from the root, remove it from the root. What? Yada kaman sarvan partha mano agatan. All kamanas entering into your mind, kill it then and there only. So karma yoga is an effective path to eliminate the lust, because it uproots the seeds of lust and desires. God is elaborately explaining the power of lust to hide the spiritual knowledge from the man in these three ways. Three examples Paramatma is giving. As smoke covers fire, as dust covers mirror, and as womb covers the embryos. So these are the examples Paramatma has given of kamana covering the true knowledge, true jnana. Slok 39. Avrtai jnanamete na jnanino nittavairana kamarupena kaunteya dushpurena nalena cha. The fire of desire. This insatiable, it cannot be satisfied, and is the perennial enemy of the wise, of the Jnani people. It keeps knowledge hidden from him. This insatiable perennial enemy, it hides the knowledge See, the lust, mixed desire, it keeps a man's intellect and discriminative faculties, that means his vivek, covered all the time. Lust is an insatiable addiction which cannot be satisfied. No amount of indulgence in kamana playing can satisfy a man. Somebody says, I will not do drinking, I will stop drinking liquor. Somebody says, I will stop smoking. You can imagine what other things could be. And the Rajoguna, it never allows that fire of kamana to get completely extinguished. A man decides that this thing is bad, I know, I will not do it now. This is the last time I am doing it, I will not do it now. But after some time, after a few days, he starts doing the same thing again. Mark Twain, he say, who says living smoking is not possible? Who says living smoking is not possible? I have left smoking hundreds of times. So, you know, living smoking hundreds of times what it means. See, before kamana starts ruling the mind and senses, it should be kicked out. It should be driven out from the intellect itself. Then only the hidden knowledge can get revealed. Look number 40. Paramatma says, Indriyani manobadhya rasyadhisthana muchyate eter vimohayatte shadjnanam avritya dehinam. Now we know that enemy is kamana. So we should know where this enemy is hiding. Then only we can attack, isn't it? So senses, mind and intellect are said to be the hiding places, seeds of kamana. Senses, mind and intellect. This kamana, through them, keeps the man mohit, deluded. But the hiding places are senses, indriya, mind, mana and intellect, buddhi. These are the hiding places of kamana. Look, 41, Paramatma says, Tasmattamindriya anyadyav niyamya bharadarshava papmanam prajahi jnana vijnana nashanam. Arjuna, therefore, by restraining and controlling the senses, control this kamana. Because this sinful papi, kamana, lust, is the destroyer of knowledge and self-realization. If kamana is our enemy, we should know where kamana is hiding. And Paramatma says, senses, mind and intellect are the hiding places. And senses, mind and intellect are the three means at the disposal of man to acquire knowledge. We acquire knowledge through these sense, mind and intellect, isn't it? Through 5 Jnanendriyas, senses, man can watch, he can hear, he can observe the sense objects differently. And through mind and intellect, a man thinks, he imagines, he feels and takes the decision. So Indriyas do their work and mind and intellect does their work. So when these are covered by lust, they lose the spark of thinking, vivek, and the man remains deluded, mohit. Senses can be controlled through jnana and vijnana. Senses can be controlled through jnana and vijnana. Now what is jnana and what is vijnana? That we'll see. See, jnana is what is learned through sadhana, from guru, from shastras, from scriptures, from Vedas. That is jnana. Bhagavad-Gītā is jnana. And Vijnana is that true knowledge which is acquired through practice. You learn all the techniques through these Shastras, Vedas, from Guru, doing sadhana. Fine. Experiencing the sadhana or yoga kriyas, that is Vijnana. Thus, Jnana is the theory and Vijnana is the realization of that theory. But Kamana covers both Jnana as well as Vijnana. Okay, we go to Shlok 42 now. Indriyani paranyahur indriyabhyah param manaha manasastu para buddhiryo buddha paratastu saha. Senses are said to be superior to gross body. Mind is superior to senses. Intellect is superior to mind. And Swa, our Jivatma, is superior to intellect. So this is the hierarchy. Lowest is our gross body, above that senses, above that mind, above that intellect, and above that our Swa. So matter, body, senses, mind, intellect, soul, and the Parabrahma. That is the order of sentient and insentient, Samvedanshil and Asamvedanshil tattvas. It is what we say when we say Om Tat Sat. Om is the tangible, Tat is the abstract knowledge, and Sat is that Parabrahma. The conclusion is that soul being superior to all, soul is at the top of the hierarchy, above the intellect. The man can always rise and liberate himself, and hence he should never lose the hope even when he is gripped by kamanas every now and then. He should know that one day I can evoke my soul. Soul is the superior of all, and then I can cut down on kamana. I can rise above this. So this basic knowledge is necessary, that through our swa we can attain Paramatma. That is the message. Now last look of this adhyay. Evam buddha param buddhva samstabhyatmanam atmana jai shatrum mahabaho kamarupam durasadam. Paramatma says, Mahabaho Arjuna, therefore, knowing that soul is superior to intellect, making the mind firm through intellect, the enemy in the form of desire, though difficult to overcome, should be killed, should be slain. Slaying desire, kamana, lust, is not a physical act. You are not physically killing somebody with a sword. It is a very subtle psychological adventure, which all of us should try, all of us should endure. We will be heroes if we can cut down our kamanas. Once the senses, the mind, the intellect, and the Atma-dhyan, self-realization, which is beyond all this. But once it is realized, then the kamana becomes insignificant. Once you attain self-realization, kamana, insignificant. Therefore, the chitta should be firmly established in our soul. What does it mean? Chitta should be established in our swa. That means we should cut off our mind from the material world. Because when the mind gets connected to material world, it will always give rise to some kamanas. When you install your mind in your chitta, your antakaran, then you cut down your relationship with the material world. So that root is stopped of kamana entering your mind, intellect, senses. In order to kill kamana, this is a must. So first of all, the intellect has to be stabilized. Buddhi should be firmed up first. मुझे क्या करना है? Buddhi should be stabilized. Intellect should be stabilized. Then comes manonigraha, restraining the mind. And then we should ride on the indriya nigraha, restraining of senses. With this train of intellect getting stabilized, manonigraha, mind getting restrained, controlled, and then senses getting controlled and restrained, we can march ahead on the path of liberation, on the path of moksha. Evam buddhe param buddhva samstabhyatmanam jai shatrum mahabaho kamarupam durasadam. The kamana should be slayed, should be killed. But this is the way to kill. Through intellect, through manonigraha, and through indriya nigraha. Because these are the hiding places of kamana. We have discussed in earlier shloka. So once we know where it is hiding, you have to attack those places. Intellect should be stabilized, manonigraha should be done, and then indriya nigraha should be done. With this, we can march ahead on the path of moksha, on the path of liberation. This is the end of this chapter, Karma Yoga. Now the forum is open for all of you to raise your questions. Thank you so very much for listening to me. Jai Shri Krishna.
That was indeed a wonderful and enlightening session, Bhaiya. We are grateful to Vikas Bhaiya for giving us a glimpse of third chapter of Bhagavad Gita and stressing on the importance of action. Karma Yoga is a path to reach moksha, that is spiritual liberation through work or selfless karma. I would like to once more remind everyone about the upcoming new L1 batch. Please note, registration has started for the new L1 batch, which will start from 26 July 2024. So please spread this message to your family and friends. Now it is time for the question answer session. Once again, I request all those who want to ask questions to please raise their hands, switch on their cameras, and please wait for their turn.
Yes, please, Kalpana ji, go ahead with your question.
Jai Shri
Didi,
Krishna
you
Bhaiya.
have to unmute, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna Bhaiya.
Jai Shri Krishna Raj ji.
Bhaiya, this is my doubts are with reference to question sloka number 35. So how to differentiate between Swadharma and Paradharma? This is first doubt. Second doubt is how to differentiate between Viguna Swadharma and Saguna Swadharma.
This Swadharma and Paradharma, we discussed that whatever profession you are in, you are an army man, that becomes your Swadharma. By caste, you may be a Brahmin. Brahmin follow the path of non-violence. But the day you join army, you become a Kshatriya, and that becomes your Swadharma. So that is Swadharma. Rest everything becomes Paradharma. That means if an army man, he thinks that he can be a very good grocery shop owner, he can do business very well. But since he has chosen the path of army, that becomes his Swadharma. He should not indulge himself in Paradharma. If everybody in the society starts indulging in somebody else's prescribed duty, it will create chaos in the society. Society or country cannot develop if everybody start intermingling in the duty of others. Everybody is expected to perform his own duty for the smooth functioning of the society, for the smooth functioning of the country. So that is Shriyan Swadharma Viguna Parada. And then another connotation we saw that Swa is our Jivatma, and the dharma of that Swa is to reunite Swa with Paramatma, of which he is a fragment. So that is the dharma of Swa, Swadharma. Reuniting Jivatma with Paramatma is a Swadharma. And for Swa, our body, our mind, our intellect, our senses is para, is other. Swa is what we are, and this body, mind, intellect, senses is para, is different. So paradharma is bhayavaha. Paradharma, that means the activities of senses, mind, intellect are dangerous because they are always inclined to material world. Their actions are always towards the material world. So they are dangerous, bhayavaha. So that is the difference between Swadharma and Paradharma.
And Bhaiya, this is what about Saguna Swadharma and Viguna Swadharma?
Viguna means you perform dharma with some limitations. You are not perfect in performing your own prescribed duty. There are always some shortcomings in that. So that's why Paramatma has said that Dhumena vrite vani ritha darsho malenacha ithol bena vrto garbhastaha tene damamvrtan. Fire also is not pure. It is always covered by smoke. Similarly, your intellect, your skill of performing duty may not be perfect. It may be Viguna. It may have some smoke in it, like fire has a smoke. But even then, even if there are some 19-20, there are some lacuna in your performance of prescribed duty, you should still perform. That is the Viguna. And Saguna is you can perform it perfectly. That means you can perform somebody else's duty perfectly and your own duty with Viguna, with some lacuna. Even then, it is advisable to perform your own duty even with limitations, even with lacuna.
Okay, Bhaiya. Thank you, Bhaiya. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, please.
Bhaiya, my question is related to verse 37. Verse 37 says that Kama Esha, Krodha Esha, Rajoguna Samudbhavam. Means
Yeah.
if we move from Rajogun to Satogun, then Kam
Yeah.
and Krodh will automatically vanish. है ना?
Correct.
तो
Correct.
सतोगुण में हमने अपनी नेचर पहचान ली कि हम सतोगुण में जाने की कोशिश करें, लेकिन वर्स 37 इज सेइंग प्रकृतिम यान्ति भूतानि निग्रहम किम करिष्यसि. It means
हाँ.
there is nothing in my hand. If I am in Rajogun, I will continue to be in Rajogun. I cannot go into Satogun and I cannot be Gunatit. So my journey will if I want to transcend from all the three gunas, it is not in my hand because Prakritim Yanti Bhutani. So this is my question.
Yeah, your question is very good. But you know, it is an escape route for us to keep performing what we like to perform because it is our sanskar. The human life is given to us to cleanse our past sanskars, and cleansing is possible.
Okay.
Prakriti is powerful. That is what we discussed. Prakriti is powerful, but Purush is more powerful than Prakriti. So if we do offer our devotional service to Paramatma, if we do some abhyas and sadhana, then we can cleanse our past sanskars also.
Yes.
And cleansing of past sanskars will mean we are getting more and more detached from our karma bandha.
Yes.
So that is the objective of our human life. And that is how we can achieve this detachment or the freedom from karma bandha by cleansing our past sanskars. This human life is given to us for cleansing of our own sanskars. And Nishkam karma is the best way to cleanse our sanskars. If we cleanse, if we keep performing Nishkam karma, then all our bondages will evaporate.
But from
This is
where
like
that prerna will come to do the Nishkam karma? It will come from Prakriti only, like nature, from
no,
basic
it will
nature.
come from your abhyas and sadhana. It may not come from Prakriti. Prakriti will insist on doing your innate work, which is your
Okay.
sanskar. If your sanskar are of performing only Rajoguni karma, then abhyas and sadhana can teach you how to shift from Rajoguna to Satvaguna. That is what the story we discussed about that thief, how the Swami converted his Rajoguna into some kind of Satvaguna when he felt bad that somebody is
But
getting
he
hanged
went
for.
to Swamiji. It means some good karma or something was good that he went to Swamiji.
See, everybody has some element of goodness in him, which will take him to the proper route.
Right.
It depends whether he takes that route or not. That moment comes in our life also. Then we are inclined to go to a good path, but sometimes
Yes.
we waver ourselves.
Yes,
And
true.
then we shift again back to the bad path. So that is the moment which is worth of millions of dollars for us. That we should remain on that path, which we know. And our Viveka Buddhi, our discriminatory wisdom always knows what we are doing is good or bad.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yes, Kalpa. बीना जी.
जय श्री कृष्ण भैया, क्या मैं हिंदी में बात कर सकती हूँ?
जी 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 जी.
जी, अर्जुन का नाम भरत और अनग, भारत अर्जुन को संबंध करते कृष्णा जी, तो क्यों भारत नाम आया और अनग, इसका अर्थ जाना?
तो भरत वंश के थे इसलिए भरत नाम है उनका. उनकी जो थे वो भरत, तो भरत वंश के थे इसलिए भरत नाम उनको दिया गया है. पांडव क्योंकि वो पांडव में है इसलिए पांडव. पार्थ है, तो अर्जुन के काफी नाम है. धनंजय है, तो अनेक नाम.
अनग का मतलब?
अनघ, अनघ मतलब निष्पाप. नघ मतलब पापी. अनघ मतलब जिसके पाप नहीं है, निष्पाप, जिसके मन में कोई पाप नहीं है, जो निष्पाप बुद्धि से काम कार्य करता है, वो अनघ. तो अर्जुन को परमात्मा अनघ कहते हैं कि आप निष्पाप हैं. आपको दुनियादारी समझ में नहीं आती शायद, ऐसा काम क्रोध लोभ मोह मद मत्सर ये जो चीजें हैं आप उनको ठीक से नहीं जानते नहीं शायद. आप निष्पाप हैं, यू आर अनघ. तो अनघ मतलब निष्पाप.
श्री कृष्ण, थैंक यू.
अरुणांचली जी.
हेलो, जय श्री कृष्ण.
जय श्री
कृष्ण भैया.
जय श्री
My question also about sloka number 35. What is
Yeah.
the Swadharma? What is the Paradharma? You explained in a pleasing manner, and what dharma about society and profession and all. But I confusion is there. What is Swadharma in our personal matters?
Okay. See,
What is
dharma here.
Paradharma in our personal matters? Only personal matters. Our decision is the our Swadharma. Our wish is the our Paradharma. Decision of other people is the Paradharma. I think so that is it correct or not?
Okay. You see, Swadharma, dharma is not religion. Dharma is the prescribed duty. Very practical example I will give you. You have watchman in your society. His dharma, his Swadharma, is to guard the society and stop any burglar entering into the society. Some unwanted element should not enter the society. That is his Swadharma. But if he gets engaged in Paradharma, that means some society member asks him to bring vegetables for him or go and do some shopping for him, that is become his Paradharma, which he should not do. Paradharma bhayavaha. He is sidelining his Swadharma and trying to enter Paradharma, which is not his job. So,
It
pick
is
your own
in
job.
our profession duty, but my confusion is that in our personal and family matters, what is the Swadharma, what is the Paradharma?
See, the wife should do perform the Swadharma, that means taking care of husband and kids and family members. The husband should take care of wife and children and his parents. So everybody has a cut duty, prescribed duty for him as per our scriptures. And that is the Swadharma. That
In
is the
decision
Swadharma.
making, in decision
Huh?
making, what is the decision in the matter of decision making? What is the Paradharma? What is the Swadharma?
In the
Decision
matter
making.
of decision making.
In the matter of decision making, yes.
If the decision is related to cooking, then definitely it is your Swadharma. If the decision is making for earning money or doing working in some office here and there, that is the decision of your husband. So it depends on the area of operation in which you want to take the decision. If you want to take the decision related to your sphere of work, then that is your decision. If you want to take decision related to some work sphere or some money sphere or some outside world sphere in which you are not so much expert, then allow the others who are more expert in that sphere to take the decision. If you
I
advise
heard
your
this,
husband, suppose
I
a
heard
lady
this
advises her
confusion.
husband without knowing his profession, if the lady advises her husband that you are working in an IT company, better you become a lawyer, will it be right to take that decision? She does not know the sphere of IT. She does not know the sphere of legal or law. So why she should advise or why she should take decision on behalf of her husband when she is not an expert in taking that decision? So in case of decision making, you should stick to your own field of operation and not intermingle in somebody else's field of operation.
I have this confusion from 35 years, sir.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Samsung SF.
Yes, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna Bhaiya.
Jai Shri Krishna.
I have two questions.
Yes, please.
You said first one is that we should control the intellect and we should control the mind by abhyas and such other things. So what happens in my personal life is I am 72 years old. See, so somebody is there, you are there. I've been good to you, but that person you would have abused me long back, maybe my sister-in-law or somebody, long back. We forgive, but it is not easy to forget all that those sentences or those things, they keep on hurting you and they come into the mind. How do I get over?
See, that is what we learn, that all these things come to us from the root of intellect, mind, and senses. So these are the aspects which are related to the material world. Your relationships with your whatever person that he is, it is related to the material world. It has nothing to do with your spiritual life. That relationship, it is becoming an obstacle in your marching on the spiritual life. So anything which is obstacle, should we not remove that obstacle? Obstacle removing does not mean you cut down the relationship. Obstacle removing means you ignore that predicament, you ignore that problem. That is
Mind में आते रहता है ना, mind में it keeps on rewind.
that is where the sadhana comes. When you enter into the phase of meditation, meditation gives you that peace of mind. So make it a regular habit to enter into meditation at least for 10 minutes in a day, starting with 10 minutes only. Try to calm your mind. First, control your breathing. After controlling the breathing, try to calm your mind. Thoughts will come, thoughts will go. Let them freely come, let them freely go. A stage will come when the mind becomes thoughtless. If the mind becomes thoughtless even for 1 second, that peace of mind will be enough for you to give the energy for living the entire day. 1 second can give you energy for living the entire day when it is without any thoughts. Thoughtless mind is the biggest powerhouse that we have. And that powerhouse you can attain through meditation. So when there is disturbance of thoughts in our mind, the best remedy is meditation.
Okay, thank you so much. And my second question to you is that I had a small puja at home, Lalita Sahasranamam and all. This ISKCON people, they Hare Krishna Mataji, they had come. What they say is Krishna is the ultimate. And what personally she felt was, she's quite elderly, that once you do this Lalita Sahasranamam or Mataji, ये सब पूजा करते हैं, so we become bound by Yoga Maya. They are coming to the Yoga Maya and it will go to Pinarjab again and again, rebirth and rebirth. My question is, now Navratri, so many our Mataji festivals are coming, about doing puja to them. They said that whenever you pray to Mataji, you said, lead me to Krishna only. So my mind is definitely confused, as I don't ask for wealth or anything or materialistic things, but what is the path which I should take? That is my confusion. Whether she is correct, what is correct?
You see, the kamanas related to material world are the reason of bondage, and bondage is the reason of your taking birth and death, so that cycle. Any kamana which unites you with Paramatma. So having a kamana is ऐसी इच्छा रखना कि मुझे परमात्मा की प्राप्ति करना है, ये कामना तो अच्छी कामना है ना, ये कामना आपको बंधन नहीं डालेगी. This kamana will not put you under bondage. So doing any Navratri or any such puja at home, if you do it selflessly, that means without expecting any return reward from that sadhana, that puja, that sattvic karma, what you are doing. If you do it with expectation that I will do Navratri, but then my daughter-in-law or my son-in-law or my daughter or my son should get some benefit, I should get happiness in life, then that becomes a sakam karma. And sakam karma always puts you under bondage. If you want to get liberated, if you want to get salvation, if you want to get moksha, then the only way is nishkam karma. That is what the karma yoga teaches us. So you can
without any desire, we should do.
Without any desire. Devoid of desire.
But we can continue our own rituals.
Yeah, of course, rituals are important. They should be continued, but with detached mind, not with attachment, with detached mind. That is the lesson of karma yoga.
Is it not natural for me to pray for my grandchildren or son or daughter-in-law or this thing, when we see this so many accidents happening, my people should be safe? Is it not natural for us to think like that?
No, to think good about others, to think good about others is good. Nothing wrong in that. But to get attached to this relationship is not good. This attachment with relations, it becomes an obstacle, because then you are not free. Paramatma will say, okay, you care more about others, you care less about me. Okay, thank you so much. Our only objective in life should be our eyes, our sight, our thinking, everything should be concentrated on Paramatma. Rest all are our material duties. Taking care of this and that and all that. These are the regular routine which everybody follows. But getting attached to it and ignoring Paramatma is not acceptable. So you
Thank
can
you
wish
so
for your grandson, your granddaughter, everybody. Wishing good for them, praying for them is okay, most welcome. But don't get too much attached to that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Rashmi Didi.
स्वामी जी जय श्री कृष्ण।
जय श्री
मैं
कृष्ण।
हिंदी में बोलूंगी।
जी जी बोलिए।
स्वामी जी आपने कहा था कि जो स्पिरिचुअल अवेकनिंग बहुत लोगों में नहीं होता है,
हाँ
तो वो लोग सोचते हैं कि ये काम आई एम द डूअर, आई एम द डूअर, जो भी वो करते हैं मैं ही कर रहा हूँ, मैं ही कर रहा हूँ, जो भी काम कर रहे हैं वो ऐसे सोचते हैं। बट ऐसे नहीं करना चाहिए, जो भी काम है वो प्रकृति की वजह से होता है, ऐसे ये सच्चाई है।
जी
बट मैं ये पूछ रही हूँ, जो जिनका वाकई में स्पिरिचुअल अवेकनिंग नहीं हुआ है, वो अज्ञानी है, वो
हाँ
बोलेगा आपका ये जो स्पिरिचुअल जो ये है, वो उसको सुन के अगर वो बोलेगा वो सबको हर्ट कर रहा है, मार रहा है, पीट रहा है, या अपने ऑफिस में वो ब्राइब ले रहा है, और फिर भी
हाँ
सोचेगा कि आई एम नॉट रेस्पॉन्सिबल, आई एम नॉट द डूअर, ये प्रकृति कर रहा है बोल के वो और वही करता रहेगा, तो ये तो सही नहीं ना।
नहीं नहीं, आपका सवाल बहुत बराबर है। सी this shloka, it says that I am not the doer, and then you keep on doing work saying that I am not the doer, Prakriti is getting it done from me. This is going to create more bondage on you, because your thoughts are not clean, your intellect is not clear. Is it your prescribed duty to kill others? Is it your prescribed duty to cheat others? If you are not performing your prescribed duty, and then you are creating bondage for yourself. If that is your prescribed duty, killing also becomes a prescribed duty. For Arjuna, killing enemy, or that army person killing his enemy is a prescribed duty. So killing can become prescribed duty. Killing can become a bondage. What you do with what intention is important. So anybody acting this kind of Rajasi or Tamasi act, he is not free. He is not allowed to do it if it is not his prescribed duty. The basic rule is prescribed duty. Swadharma. Is it your dharma to kill others? In normal society, do we kill others? Is it our dharma? No. So then it is a cause of bondage for you. If you perform any duty which is not your prescribed duty.
जी धन्यवाद स्वामी जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Yes, Sri Vidya ji.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
My doubt is, I have two questions. Now you told about the sense object, then comes the mind, then the intellect, then the soul and the super soul. Now, thing is, my first question is the relationship between the mind and the intellect. Now, the mind is nothing but that manas, which we tell in Tamil. So that what it happens is it brings about the unwanted thoughts. Some people tell something, the mind immediately it absorbs that, and this intellect is nothing but the logical thinking, whether I should take it in a right way or I should filter it, not taking it to the mind. So I want a elaborate relationship between the mind and the intellect. And second question of mine is, suppose a person is very oversensitive and has got a very elaborate knowledge, but doesn't know anything about the God. Like you told about the story of the thief. But a person who has got all the knowledge, but the thief has gone to some guru or some person who can get the wisdom. But this person who doesn't believe in God, but has got a good knowledge and doesn't read any scriptures or Vedas, but how that kind of person, the mind has to be trained to get out of the unwanted thoughts.
Okay, so first question first. Mind and intellect.
Yes.
See, we discussed 2-3 things. One is, at the bottommost level is our gross body. Above gross body is our senses. Above indriyas is our mind. And above mind is our intellect. And above intellect is our jivatma, our swa. Okay. So the path of attaining that Atma Jnan, the path of attaining that swa is form of your intellect first. Because intellect is the boss of your mind. Mind will think only that which your intellect will allow it to think. So first of all, you have to firm up your buddhi, your intellect. I want to attain Paramatma. This thought has to be formed up in your buddhi, in your intellect. Accordingly, the intellect can order the mind that whatever thinking you will do now will be according to this particular objective of life. So intellect has to be formed up first. Then comes mano nigraha. Mind has to be formed up. Yes, intellect, my boss has ordered me to attain Paramatma. So for attaining Paramatma, what avenues are available for me? Bhakti yoga, karma yoga, sankhya yoga, jnana yoga, whatever you ask. So mind should explore all those ways to obey the orders of intellect. And then
Okay, but
accordingly,
one, I'll just want to interrupt here. But when you show the flow chart of that, you gave the sense objects and the mind and the intellect. Now, when you want to make intellect to stabilize, then the sense objects next is the mind. So unless and until you train your mind, you cannot go for the logical thinking of the intellect, because after the sense object comes the mind, not the intellect.
no. See, the root is first form of the intellect. See, any thought you think with your intellect, no? You do, your senses do not have any intellect of their own. Our senses, they are not built up in any intellect. Senses order the mind, and mind follows the buddhi. So the topmost in the hierarchy is our intellect. Unless you firm up your intellect, and forming of intellect is by reading Shastras, by reading or contemplating Bhagavad-Gītā, you cleanse your intellect. And cleansing of intellect, you can order your mind to follow the route that is formed up in your intellect. The mind will accordingly instruct your jnanendriyas, your eyes, your ears, all these jnanendriyas to follow the route for attaining that particular objective which the intellect has ordered the mind, and the mind will order your jnanendriyas to follow that route for attaining that objective of intellect. Suppose attaining Paramatma is the order of our intellect, mind gives, as I said, mind will explore the possibilities. What are the ways by which I can attain Paramatma? Okay, 1, 2, 3, these are. Which is the best? Karma yoga is the best. Okay, for Nishkam Karma Yoga, I have to become equipoised in all situations. So it will order the indriyas, the senses, to remain equipoised. Eyes will see, they will like, they may not like, remain equipoised. Ears will hear, whatever you like, whatever you don't like, remain equipoised. So mind will order this to the senses. So first of all comes the forming up of intellect, then comes mind, and then comes senses. So this route one has to follow for attaining the objective of life, which is formed up in the intellect. Intellect is the one which forms up our objective of life. Neither the mind nor the senses. It is the intellect which comes at the topmost of our day-to-day life. So is far away.
Okay, but I was thinking the other way. Thanks for sharing this knowledge, sir. I was thinking mind is the prime, this thing.
Not mind, intellect. Our mind works based on our intellect.
Okay. And second question, that's what, sir. When a person does things, so how to make his intellect to stabilize when he doesn't believe in anything, and the samskar which has brought from the previous birth, in this birth, even though he follows the right path in dharma, everything, but when he doesn't believe, an oversensitive person, when someone tells something, his intellect, there is no thinking of his intellect. Immediately he throws a light on them that he's a bad person. So, but he doesn't believe in meditation or anything. So, how to go about it?
See, Abhyas and the Konteya Vairagya Grihite. Paramatma has said this. Abhyas and Vairagya. These are the two solid tools in the hands of human beings. Abhyas is doing the same thing again and again. You may feel it once, you may feel it twice, you may feel it for a year, for 2 years, for 10 years. Ultimately, we will get good knowledge, good skill in Abhyas. And Vairagya. Vairagya is cutting off relationship with material world. If you can attain skill in Abhyas and Vairagya, you can win the battle of this life. Whatever the problems are, All problems of life can be solved with these two tools which Gita is teaching us, Abhyas and Vairagya. Keep on doing the same thing again and again, day in and day out, and cut down on your relationship with the material world. These two things can get you anywhere. Even you can attain Paramatma with these two tools, Abhyas and Vairagya.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, Rao Bhaiya.
Namaskar, sir.
Namaskar. Yeah, please go ahead with your question, please.
Sir, you are telling Abhyasa Vairagya. I am doing Abhyasa, but Vairagya nahi ho raha na. Suppose I am doing meditation. I am doing meditation daily. I am joined in the heartfulness and I am doing Abhyasa. But Vairagya to ho nahi raha hai. How to do that? And one more question is this Kama Yesha, Krodha Yesha. Krodha yesterday he told how to control, but how to control this Kama?
काम कील करने का वो एक तरीका है. प्रजाहाति कामान सर्वान पार्थ मनोगतान. As soon as any kamana is entering your mind, prajahati, kill it from the root there only.
That's what happening. Not happening, na.
So if the kamana takes a root, if kamana enters your mind, then to remove it will be very difficult. Because when the kamana, one small sapling of kamana can become a big tree, which you will find it impossible to cut. So the only way to cut the kamana is only when it is in the form of a small sapling. You can root out the sapling.
We can remove it.
But can you root out the big tree?
We can.
Difficult. Very difficult. So prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha mano agatan. Agatan entering the mind. As soon as it enters the mind, suppose you are sitting now and a kamana is entering your mind that I should enjoy my life by having a drink with my friends. And your good mind says that no, drinking is not a good thing. Drinking is a tamogun, you should not drink. Kill it there only. Kill it there only. Tell your friend, I am not coming. Finish. So you have to be rude sometimes with others for your own benefit.
One more question is that Swadharma, na, you told. Shreyam Swadharma, Paradharma. Yesterday, this Balpani sir told, I understood. What I understood is, suppose in a English film, English is a secondary, whereas for a housewife, maintaining the family is the primary objective. That's what I understood by seeing the film English. That is the Swadharma.
Sorry, I could not understand.
Paradharma is English. It's a byproduct. Same thing explained yesterday. My brother, instead of doing business, he went to the stock marketing and he lost. Because that is I understood.
Paradharma bhaya.
That I understood.
But you don't do, and you are trying to do something because somebody else has got money from stock market. So you think you also can make money from stock market, and you leave your job, and then you start losing money. So paradharma bhaya. Whatever you are doing, that is your swadharma. Keep doing that only. It does not mean that you should not try your hands on somebody else, but something else. But you should focus on your swadharma first. Do something else.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Uma Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna, sir. Jai Shri Krishna, Didi. Thank you for your wonderful presentation, sir. It's really very nice. Sir, in your first presentation, you have mentioned one word. I missed that one to write. There are two poisonous things in your karma. One is, I have remembered the doership. Another one I forgot, sir. I didn't write it. Can you please explain to me?
The return reward expectation. Karmafal expectation. And karmafal expectation. These are the two.
Karmafal expectation and the doership. That is the poison in a karma, what we are doing. That we have to remove, then it will become like the proper action. That's what you have mentioned, right, sir?
Yes.
So that is the one thing. Another one.
Yeah.
Another one question, sir. Like as of now, we are starting very basic thing. Actually, we are not like that much. I'm talking about myself. I'm not like so much very good in all this rituals and everything. But we are starting. Like whatever we are cooking, we are trying to offer to God. We remember all the time. In my routine, while cleaning, while doing, I'm just trying to remember and chant His name. So that itself will lead us to the next level, sir. To improvise ourselves, that with the minimal action, what we know, what we understood through this all teachings of Bhagavad Gita, I am unable to grab everything and I am unable to perform also. I'm just learning it, the basic, and I'm implementing. So that will help us to evolve.
You see, a newborn child, he does not become a PhD doctorate as soon as he is born. He has to follow certain steps, no? So if you are following those steps, one day will come when you will become PhD, when you will become doctorate, isn't it? So whatever route you are following is the right way. Nobody becomes an expert in a day. But walking on that path is important.
Okay.
Focusing on the objective is important.
True,
Slowly,
sir.
but
True, sir.
the story of that rabbit and that tortoise.
Yeah, the hare and the tortoise, they used to say, slow and steady is win the race.
Of that tortoise, it made him to win the race. Isn't it? So
Yes, sir.
consistent and focused efforts are required.
Sure, sir. Sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And we are so grateful for Geeta Pariwar team, sir. Dhanyawad, Didi. Thank you.
Yes, Ashutosh Bhaiya.
Jai Shri Krishna. One thing I like to ask, what is the meaning of this Vichalayat and this Vigatadjor and Nigraha? That is the actual meaning.
Sorry, first was what? Vichalayate.
Vichalayat. No, slok number 29. Vichalayat.
Karna. That means to destabilize, to disturb somebody. Don't disturb somebody. Don't disturb. That is what we discussed in few stories. That if somebody is doing some sakam karma, and if you go and try to advise him, don't do sakam karma, you will stop doing every karma also. That means don't destabilize him from whatever. But show it with your own example that how to do nishkam karma. You will learn more from your example rather than your verbally advice. Actions are important, words are hollow.
Thank you. What is this Vigata Jwara? Vigata Jwara that is said in Buddhas, Vigata Jwara.
Vigata Jwara. Jwara is santap, that means anger. Vigat is to leave, relinquish, give up. Jwara, give up the anger.
Okay. That is this Nigraha. Nigraha king karishyati. What is Nigraha?
Nigraha means restraining, controlling.
Okay.
Forcing, rather forcing, not controlling, forcing. Nigraham king karishyati. Why do you force your senses?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Kim means why? Wow, why? Karishyati means do. Why you are forcing your senses? When you are working as per your innate nature, and your innate nature is as per your past sanskars, why you are forcing your senses? Rather than forcing senses, try to work on your gunas. Because your gunas are making you to work. And your gunas are coming from your past sanskars. To cleanse your sanskar with abhyas and sadhana. Cleansing sanskar is the best option rather than working on our karma.
Thank you.
Okay.
I think no more questions are there, I think, Bhaiya.
Yeah.
Okay. So once again, I thank our distinguished and respected speaker, Vikas Bhaiyaji, for such a great motivational session on effects of good and bad actions and motivating us all to do Nishkam Karma as a will of God to achieve moksha. Thank you, Bhaiya, for taking an effort to explain the third chapter in such a simple way with plenty of anecdotes and examples and clearing the doubts of our sadhaks with patience and dedication. On behalf of Geeta Pariwar and myself, I extend sincere thanks to the technical team consisting of Tanushri Mehta ji and all those who have been at the backstage for their relentless and efficient efforts in making this session a grand success. And last but not the least, may I take this opportunity to thank you all, my dear Geeta devotees, who made it a point to attend this interpretation session, without which I don't think our session would have been so enlightening. Please do continue your Geeta sadhana and attend these Vivechan sessions to enrich your spiritual knowledge. May I request now Nanda Bhavalkar ji from Ujjain, Madhya Pradesh, for reciting the ending prayer. Didi is a retired school teacher and is currently a yoga instructor as well. She joined Geeta Pariwar in January 2023, and now Didi is giving seva as a techno star in various levels. So requesting Nanda Didi to recite the Prarthana before we end the session. Please welcome Nanda Bhavalkar Didi. Yes, Didi.
Yes. Jai Shri Krishna. Yogesham Sachidanandam Vasudevam Vrajapriyam Dharma Samsthapakam Viram Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Shri Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Jai Shri Krishna sabhi ko.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi. Thank you Didi for the sweet rendition. Before we call it a day, let us all recite Hanuman Chalisa. I request you all to be present for the recital.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारी बरन रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मुंज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिंहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोज सगावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीना तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होतन आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब वीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग प्रताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नो निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्तन धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा, जो सुमिरई हनुमत बल पीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत पाठ कर कोई, छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुर भूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।
Thank you all for being present for the Hanuman Chalisa recital. As we inch towards the closing of this illuminating evening, I would like to extend a sincere thank you to each and everyone present here. May the knowledge gained today make our life ahead brighter, more beautiful, and meaningful. We shall see you back on another enlightening session next week. Till then, Jai Shri Krishna.